Hi everybody, Tenokage here, and I am doing a mod showcase for my mod, Tokyo Ghoul Mod Enhanced. This is basically a redo of an original mod I had done called the Tokyo Ghoul Mod, which made a custom ghoul race as well as Anteku and NPCs from Tokyo Ghoul, and placed them in Skyrim. There was also a ghoul tunnel system that was very glitchy. The feeding animations for the ghouls and the buffs and everything did not work, which was mostly due to my fault. But I decided to start over from scratch and make a new mod. And so this is the result. Instead of being a actual race, it's kind of like you play as any race you want. And it should work with custom races. And you become a ghoul and it doesn't change your race. It's basically kind of like an ability more so than an actual race, which I thought worked better for anyone who wanted to play with custom races in Skyrim and didn't want to have to be a humanoid looking ghoul. It does work with beast races, it'll just erase the tail. There's no ghoul eyes for beast race yet. But as you can see, my character here is a Nord. She doesn't have ghoul eyes, she's got regular eyes. Yeah, there's nothing strange about her at all. She's 100% vanilla Nord. This should work with any other races. As you can see, I'm standing outside of Whiterun. There's the Whiterun Watchtower, and then there's the abandoned house outside of the watchtower. And what you want to do is go to the abandoned house, and once you go in there, there is a body here. It's called the Ghoul Corpse. And what you want to do is activate the Ghoul Corpse and take the heart out of the inventory. It should be in your ingredients, and you want to eat it. And here it says you got organ donor from the Ghoul Heart. So there's the two types of ghouls available so far. I'm also working on a Kukaku Ghoul and a Ukaku Ghoul. But right now the Rinkaku and the Bikaku are the only ones available, and those are the two tailed kind of ghouls. The Bikaku is the one tail, and the Rikaku is the one with multiple tails. They're like red tentacles with purple veins. And the Bikaku is blue with, it glows. It's called the Shining Tail. And basically both of them give you buffs. They're not weapons, they just give you buffs. The Rinkaku gives you a really well enhanced ability to regenerate health in combat and out of combat, as well as melee damage, really modded melee damage. And the Bikaku is kind of more of an all-around thing. It adds 20 points to magica stamina and health, as well as buffs to your melee damage and your armor resistance. So I'm going to choose to be a Bikaku type, just quickly. And as you can see, there's the Bikaku. It's blue, it glows in the dark, and it's got HDT physics. Yeah, it will erase any tails you have if you play as a beast character. So if you look, it says you have two new spells, Kokune Dispel and Kokune Release, and it also says that you have full hunger stage. Basically, the hunger stages will progress from full to starving. Rinkaku Dispel and Rinkaku Release will release or remove your or Kagune. So with the Kagune equipped, you can feed on people, and it basically piggybacks off of the Ring of Numenera scripts. So it does affect the Ring of Numenera. The Ring of Numenera will act as a Kagune, and so it's kind of useless going through the Ring of Numenera questline. I'm working on fixing that to make it worthwhile for ghouls. But what this also means is that any mod that changes the Ring of Numenera scripts are not compatible. So I'm going to show you what the hunger stage starving looks like before I feed, so I can show you the transition. And basically you have two hunger stages. I'm working on making 4, and when I eventually make 4, if you starve to death, you will die. Whereas right now, you just are continuously starving. Okay, so you can see the tail is glowing here. And what I'm going to do is quickly show you the starving active effect. Hunger stage, starving. It also says hunger stage hungry, but it's the same thing. So I go and I feed on the corpse, and it plays the feeding animations, which are vanilla Skyrim animations. And you go back to active effects, and here it says the hunger stage is full, as well as have the fortify health and regenerate health from the ring of Namira. And so I'm not gonna feed here. If you remove your Kagane and you try to feed, you can't feed. You have to have it equipped or the ring of Namira. But if you re-equip it and feed, it will work. Also, you see if you don't have the Kagane equipped, your 20 points towards magica health and stamina are no longer. The 50-point buff that you see there is from feeding. But it would be 170 with your Kagane equipped. Yes, so I'm gonna re-equip. Oh, I just dispelled again. Let's re-equip. You have to wait for it to actually show up to feed. And I'm going to summon Ghoul. These are the ghouls that I've put in the leveled list, the Ghoul Bandits, and they are all Rinkaku type ghouls, so this is how I'm going to show you the Rinkaku type. Okay, player. These are all the different types of ghouls. There's all the elves, all of the humanoid races that are non-beast I have added into here. Let's summon, please add me. And it takes a minute. The Rikaku is pretty laggy. Whether you equip it while becoming one or equip it from the dispels, or the dispels pretty quickly. The release spell, it takes a minute for it to show up, which is kind of frustrating, and you can't feed until it actually shows up physically on your body, just so you know. Okay, there it goes. A little glitchy. Okay, so as you can see here, they have their tails, but they do not have the ghoul eyes, and the tails do not glow yet. Working on fixing that. Yes, so that's what the Rinkaku looks like, the tentacles. Not 100% perfect, but that's the best they're gonna get. Okay, let's kill these guys. Let's kill them. And let's kill him. Whoops. No, don't do myself. Okay, let's kill. There. Finally. Okay, I'm gonna go over here to the furthest one and feed. Okay, so you can feed on ghouls like you feed on a human. It doesn't really debuff you or anything, it just fuels their hunger stages. But if you search, you see that ghouls drop flesh. And if you have flesh, you can make ghoul jerky. And ghoul flesh is only found on ghouls. So the ghouls I've added to the level list is where you get your ghoul flesh from. Okay, so you can get ghoul flesh whether or not you're wearing a Kagane. And yeah, the Kagane sometimes glitch out. That's just something. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you. There's the ghoul flesh. And let's go ahead and add salt pile, the other ingredients needed. And let's add human flesh. Okay. Human flesh. Should have in the food up. Okay, ghoul flesh, salt pile, and human flesh. Okay, now we're gonna COC to Dragon's Reach and use their cookpot quickly. Dragon's Reach. Okay, this should only take a second. And basically, what I've added into the game are recipes in order to make kind of like a meal to go, kind of like similar to the blood potion that vampires have. I thought it would be effective in order to take with you, considering that eventually when I have all 4 stages going, you'll need to feed at least once a day to survive, and you might not always be going around doing killing, so you have to kill humans especially. Okay, food, and you go down, you can make ghoul flesh jerky with the 3 ghoul flesh and a salt pile, and human flesh jerky with 3 human flesh and a salt pile. And so basically what this does is reset your hunger stages. So I'm gonna open the food and show you what it looks like. Oops, wrong one. Let's go to food. And okay, ghoul flesh jerky. As you can see where it says it starts the hunger stages and resets after feeding. Basically this means that if you eat the jerky, the ghoul flesh jerky or the human flesh jerky before you become a ghoul, then you will start the hunger stages, but you won't be able to feed or anything unless you eat more flesh jerky, because you won't be able to eat human flesh off the body without the Ring of Nomura or Ring Kaku equipped. So it's better to become a ghoul before you decide to make any of the flesh. Also, ghoul flesh causes 20 points of poison damage. As you can see here, 20 points of damage because you were ghoul eating ghoul meat, but the human flesh does not, and it just resets your hunger stages. Also, as you can see, my character does not have ghoul eyes. Let me adjust so that you can see her eyes. Okay, she's got regular human brown. Well, the way to get ghoul eyes is either through the race menu in the beginning character select, or go to show race menu in the console and change it. I think maybe the face changer, the face sculptor in Ripton might be able to change it too, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't tested that out. So go to eyes, and it should be the first option for females and the last option for males of all races except for beast. I haven't figured that out yet. Okay, and yeah, that's basically it. I was going to opt for eyes with red streaks as well, but they were too red and bright, and I didn't like them, so I like to go with a somewhat more realistic looking eye, and so that's why I made these eyes. I'm also working on getting them to glow, which would be awesome, but that hasn't been working. I've got glow textures, just I gotta edit the mesh, which is an easier said than done. Just see how the Ring Kaku turned out. I didn't manage to get that to glow, but I managed to get the Kaku to glow, so it's working. And I'm working on getting eye meshes for, or eye textures for beast races as well. Those are the only ones that aren't done. Yeah, that's pretty much it. For anything else you wanted in the mod, masks or whatnot, I'm working on the Kaku mask right now, and that's probably the only mask I'm going to put in the mod, to be honest. There are plenty of other places you can go to get masks on the Nexus. There's the Hood of the Stranger, face masks of Skyrim. The Naruto Overhaul mod has a bunch of Naruto masks, which are pretty cool. You could wear the Dragon Priest masks, Clavicus Vile mask from Vanilla, stuff like that. Also, the armor I'm wearing right now, Raven Witch armor, has a pretty cool mask that comes with it. Very high quality textures and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and equip that. As you can see here, it's a pretty cool mask. The Kaneki mask will be a half mask. It doesn't have an eye patch yet. If you download Conqueraya, there's black eye patches in that, and I think you should be able to wear that and a mask at the same time. So you could wear that with the Kaneki mask and have a one-eyed thing going on. I might also make one-eyed textures eventually, but as of right now, that's not a thing, because you're not a one-eyed ghoul so much as you are a full ghoul in this. I haven't made that, but I will probably make one-eyed textures when I make NPCs, which are coming in a future update. I'm going to have Anteku remade, NPCs, and the ghoul tunnel system functioning again, as well as the Kokaku and the Ukaku, which I have permission to use Anton's animated dragon wings for the Ukaku, as well as Loshiro's battle claws for the Kokaku, which is what I'm working on. And the Kokaku will be the only one that's an actual weapon. Anything else will just be for aesthetic purposes. But yes, thank you everybody for checking out my mod, and I'm glad that you were interested. Looking forward to posting future updates. Thanks, and have a nice day. Bye.